Hi there, I am Dr. Lindsey Lupo. I teach in the Department of History and Political Science. I teach political science, both some general education courses and courses to our majors. I hold office hours weekly here in my office in Colt Hall, overlooking the amazing Pacific Ocean, so who wouldn't want to come hang out here? When I meet with students in my office, we often have coffee. I have a ton of snacks in my office. I find that gets students here. But I also hold office hours every week out on the track where we either run the track or walk the track. I let students decide. And that's really just a time to chat either about the class or classes or about just life and a way to get some exercise. I know a lot of my colleagues also meet at Bobby B's and have coffee with students or in the caf over lunch or dinner. So there are a lot of different places and spaces and ways for you to connect with your professor. So talk to them about where they might want to meet you.
I am Dr. April Cordero, and I'm a biology professor, and I'm also Dean of Educational Effectiveness. So some of the misconceptions students have about office hours is that one is that students only come that are in dire need for something or they're failing the class. That's not true at all. Office hours are as much for the student that's succeeding with the A as they are for somebody struggling in the B+ wanting to get to the A- or actually struggling with content. So office hours are really for everybody. And then some students think, well, do I need to know the professor really well? Are we supposed to be friends before I go to office hours? Office hours are for anybody that's in the class.
So hi, I'm Kris Koudelka. I'm in the biology department. I teach the molecular biology, which is taught for sophomores and juniors, and then I teach freshmen, Bio 2010, which is one of the intro bio courses, and a few upper division electives as well. I don't have very many expectations for students when they come into office hours. The only thing I would say is that the same way I want to respect your time, I'm going to give you my undivided attention, and I hope that you can give me your undivided attention. So if you're coming in and you're half texting, that's going to be a little frustrating.
Come in knowing that we are your professor, we're your academic advisors, but we are interested in knowing more about you than just academics. So to the extent that you're comfortable in sharing some parts of your life and opening up, being a little bit more vulnerable, that helps us help you as a student. And so being willing to just sort of share some aspects of your life really gets us a good glimpse into what it is that's driving you as a student, what interests you. For me, with my students, hearing about their passions in a really kind of informal, roundabout way is how I can then pair them with an internship provider.
Hey, I'm Randy Waynick, assistant professor here in the business school. I've been here about 3 years. I'm also the undergrad assistant dean. Yeah, so I think a lot of students sometimes have fear and intimidation about office hours, like they're going to have to go there, they're going to have to know all the answers, there's going to be a quiz or a test, and it's really not. It's just, people getting together, talking, trying to find options or solutions. So I think a lot of times the student puts too much burden on themselves, thinking that they need to come in fully developed as far as questions and answers. Sometimes it's the discovery process of people meeting and professors and students talking about it, and depending on the situation, whether it's an academic problem or a scheduling problem or just a personal problem.
All right, if I'm going to offer any advice to students about coming into office hours, have your questions already formed. So if it's a question about subject matter, we can talk about a specific system or subject. If it's a question about how to study for a class or prepare for an exam, we can talk about tools. If it's questions about spirituality, I'm more than willing to talk about that as well.
So the only preparation you really need when you come to office hours is to know the things that you want to ask. And it's even okay to say, I'm not doing really well in the class and I'm not sure why and I don't know what to do. That's good enough preparation. Because then a professor can then ask you, well, is it the homework that you're struggling with? How are you doing on your exams? Is it something in the lecture that's happening that you're confused about? So really, you don't need to be overly prepared, but you should come to office hours at least with a question or something you want to ask. That's all. Just come with yourself. You don't need to dress up. You don't need to bring anything special. And we are just sitting here waiting around for people to show up. We have to hold office hours, and so we're in our office, and if nobody comes, we're waiting for you to come, and we're bored. So please come visit us in our office hours.